The Baltimore Ravens have officially made one of the most shocking moves in recent NFL history, parting ways with John Harbaugh after an astonishing 18 seasons as head coach. For nearly 2 decades, Harbaugh has been the cornerstone of the Ravens' identity, shaping their culture, leading them to playoffs, and cementing his legacy in Baltimore. Yet, despite his long-standing success and the respect he commands from many players, the organization decided it was time for a change. This decision didn't just surprise fans. It sent ripples across the entire league, as teams and analysts alike scrambled to assess what this means for one of the NFL's most storied franchises. Reports indicate that the firing stemmed from a combination of factors, far beyond the surface-level expectations of postseason performance. While playoff shortcomings were certainly considered, sources suggest the real tipping point revolved around internal dynamics within the locker room. There were growing concerns that Harbaugh had lost the confidence of a portion of the team, and questions rose regarding whether players were fully aligned with his leadership style. The divergence between Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson reportedly played a significant role. Though it wasn't the sole issue, tensions between Jackson and offensive coordinator Todd Monken were also highlighted, with Harbaugh acting as the buffer between the two for much of the past seasons. Despite no outright conflict, the differing personalities and approaches appear to have created friction that ultimately factored into the organization's decision-making process. This move, according to insiders, was not a consensus among the Ravens front office, while many within the organization reportedly expected Harbaugh to remain in his role. The decision was ultimately made by team owner Steve Bisciotti, who went against the advice of some front office executives. The firing underscores the sometimes unpredictable nature of NFL leadership changes. Even for a coach with the track record and respect that Harbaugh commands, it's also clear from statements released by the organization that this was not a mutual parting of ways. Bisciotti emphasized the desire to find a strong leader who could reflect the team's high standards and carry the franchise forward, signaling a new chapter in Baltimore's football narrative. In the hours following the announcement, the reaction from players, analysts, and the media highlighted just how significant this change is. Many current Ravens players expressed respect and gratitude toward Harbaugh, acknowledging his impact not only on their careers, but also on the culture of the team. Former players and those still in the league echoed similar sentiments, painting a picture of a coach who was not only a strategist, but also a mentor and stabilizing force for the organization. Despite the complexities behind the decision, the consistent theme across these responses was appreciation for the years Harbaugh dedicated to the Ravens and the mark he left on both the franchise and the city. Amid the whirlwind of speculation and reports, one thing became evident: Harbaugh's next destination will attract significant attention. Multiple NFL teams have already expressed interest in interviewing him for potential head coaching positions. The New York Giants have been frequently mentioned as a possible landing spot, with sources noting that Harbaugh holds the organization in high regard, given his experience, championship pedigree, and ability to navigate challenging team dynamics. It is expected that he will be quickly pursued by several franchises seeking a proven leader. The coming weeks are likely to see a flurry of activity as Harbaugh evaluates opportunities, and teams assess how his leadership could fit into their long-term plans as the Ravens transition into a post-Harbaugh era. The search for a new head coach has already begun. Speculation has centered on candidates with existing ties to the organization, including coordinators who have previously worked in Baltimore. The front office appears focused on finding someone who can maintain the team's competitive edge, while bringing fresh perspectives to both the locker room and the strategic approach. With Lamar Jackson still at the helm as one of the league's most dynamic quarterbacks, the incoming coach will face high expectations to develop a system that maximizes his talents, while fostering harmony across the team. The balance between continuity and innovation will be key as Baltimore seeks to define the next phase of its football identity. Even as rumors circulate and potential candidates emerge, the broader implications for the NFL are already apparent. A change of this magnitude reverberates beyond the Ravens organization, influencing coaching vacancies, team strategies, and player movements league-wide. Harbaugh's departure highlights the delicate balance between leadership, player dynamics, and organizational vision, offering a vivid example of how one decision can shift the trajectory of not just a single team, but the entire league landscape. Analysts and fans alike are closely watching every development, eager to understand both the reasoning behind this seismic change and the direction Baltimore will take moving forward for the Ravens? The challenge is clear: replace an iconic figure, maintain competitive performance, and manage the expectations of a passionate fan base. The organization's choice signals an intent to adapt and evolve, even at the risk of shaking up long-established traditions. For Harbaugh, the future remains bright, with opportunities to bring his experience, leadership, and championship mindset to another franchise ready to embrace his guidance. The coming days and weeks promise intense speculation, media scrutiny, and strategic evaluations as the Ravens work to secure a coach capable of steering the team into the next era while Harbaugh explores the next chapter of an extraordinary career. As the Baltimore Ravens enter this new chapter without John Harbaugh, the focus shifts to finding a coach who can seamlessly step into the high-pressure environment of one of the NFL's most scrutinized organizations. The search is not just about strategy or play calling, it's about leadership, culture, and chemistry with a roster that has grown accustomed to Harbaugh's voice, presence, and expectations over nearly 2 decades. Every candidate being considered will have to navigate a delicate balance between honoring the traditions Harbaugh built and injecting fresh energy that can propel the team forward. Especially with Lamar Jackson as the centerpiece of the offense, Jackson's unique skill set demands a coach who understands both his abilities and his personality. Someone capable of maximizing performance while maintaining cohesion in the locker room. Several names have already emerged in speculation, highlighting the Ravens' tendency to look for coaches familiar with the organization. Coordinators who previously served in Baltimore have naturally drawn attention as they understand the culture, the systems, and the city. At the same time, external candidates with impressive track records are being weighed for their ability to bring a new approach. The ideal hire will need to blend tactical expertise with an ability to communicate effectively with players and staff. In recent years, the NFL has shown that a head coach's ability to connect with a quarterback can define a team's success. And for Baltimore, that connection is non-negotiable. Whoever takes the job will be tasked not only with designing game plans, but with maintaining stability in a locker room that has experienced an abrupt shift in leadership. The timing of Harbaugh's departure adds a layer of complexity to the Ravens search, coming immediately after the conclusion of a season. The organization now has to move quickly to evaluate candidates, conduct interviews, and make a decision that could influence free agency, the draft, and off-season preparation. While many teams typically conduct their searches over months, Baltimore faces a compressed timeline. The urgency is further amplified by league expectations. The Ravens are a franchise with championship aspiration, and any misstep in hiring could set the team back years. From a strategic perspective, this makes the choice of head coach perhaps the single most consequential decision the organization has made in decades. Meanwhile, John Harbaugh's next destination has become a focal point of NFL conversation. Teams across the league are reportedly lining up to gauge interest, with several vacancies already available and a handful of potential openings on the horizon. His combination of playoff experience, championship pedigree, and proven leadership makes him one of the most coveted coaches on the market. Media outlets and insiders have speculated on a range of landing spots, from organizations in rebuilding phases to those seeking a steady hand to guide established rosters. The intrigue around Harbaugh's next move adds an additional layer of drama to an already tense coaching carousel, as franchises weigh the chance to bring in a veteran with a record of sustained success. Within the Ravens organization, the internal dynamics are likely to be a focal point for whoever steps into the role. Reports suggest that while Harbaugh maintained strong relationships with many players, there were fractures in the locker room that factored into the decision to part ways. Addressing these dynamics will be a critical task for the incoming coach. Leadership in the NFL is as much about managing personalities and egos as it is about designing plays, and the Ravens' next head coach will need to demonstrate an ability to unify the team, foster trust, and maintain morale while pursuing ambitious on-field goals. Players will naturally respond to both tactical intelligence and interpersonal skills, and finding the right balance will be central to the franchise's future. The ripple effects of this transition are already being felt across the league. Other teams watching Baltimore's approach to coaching changes may take cues for their own evaluations, and the movement of a high-profile coach like Harbaugh has implications for coaching hierarchies, assistant coach vacancies, and even player decisions. Analysts have noted that leadership changes at this level can influence trade strategies, quarterback development, and overall team culture, making the Ravens' hiring decision far-reaching beyond the city of Baltimore. This high-stakes environment ensures that every aspect of the search is scrutinized, from the candidate's previous track record to their communication style, philosophy, and ability to handle media pressure. Fans, too, are deeply invested in the process. The Ravens community has long embraced the identity that Harbaugh cultivated: disciplined, tough, and competitive. Maintaining that identity while evolving to meet the demands of a changing league is no small task. Social media and fan forums have become active spaces for speculation, as supporters weigh the merits of potential hires, debate coaching styles, and consider how each candidate could impact Lamar Jackson's performance and the team's long-term prospects. The pressure is amplified by the organization's commitment to excellence, with expectations not only for immediate success, but for sustainable competitiveness in the seasons to come, in addition to internal and fan considerations. The Ravens front office is also tasked with strategic foresight. Choosing a coach is not only about the present, but about how this person can shape the future roster, draft choices, and team philosophy. Coordination with coordinators, position coaches, and management will be essential, as the head coach must operate within a broader ecosystem to maximize performance and achieve organizational goals, whether the choice is an internal promotion or an external hire. Alignment with the team's vision, culture, and long-term strategy will be a deciding factor. The organization's decision-making process reflects a careful balancing of immediate needs with long-term aspiration, highlighting the complexity of coaching hires in today's NFL. As the Ravens continue their search, the fan base is deeply engaged, weighing potential candidates, debating coaching philosophies, and imagining what the next chapter might look like. Social media conversations are buzzing with speculation, from names of coordinators with prior experience in Baltimore to up-and-coming strategists from other teams. The excitement is palpable because while change is disruptive, it also brings the potential for renewed energy and innovation. Every hiring decision will be scrutinized for its immediate impact on Jackson, the roster, and the culture of the organization, ensuring that the Ravens enter this new era with clarity, confidence, and vision. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. The NFL rumor mill was set on fire by what many around the league are calling a total surprise. Whispers are growing louder that Hassan Reddick has just agreed to terms with the Baltimore Ravens. While nothing has been made official by the team or the player, multiple league sources suggest the conversations accelerated quickly and reached an unexpected conclusion, catching fans and analysts off guard. Reddick's name had been circulating in speculation for weeks, but Baltimore was rarely mentioned as a serious destination. That is precisely what makes this potential move so intriguing. The Ravens are known for operating quietly, striking when the spotlight is elsewhere, and this situation seems to fit that pattern perfectly. Insiders hint that the front office saw a rare opportunity to add an elite edge presence without engaging in a prolonged public chase. From a football perspective, the possible fit is fascinating. Reddick has built a reputation as a relentless pass rusher with explosive speed and a motor that never cools. If the rumors hold true, Baltimore would be adding a player capable of changing the tone of a defense on his own. Some around the league believe the Ravens envision him as the final piece to elevate an already aggressive unit into something truly dominant. There is also speculation about Reddick's motivations. Sources close to the situation suggest he was drawn to the Ravens' defensive identity and long-standing culture of maximizing versatile defenders. Others point to the idea that Baltimore offered a clear vision for how he would be used, rather than forcing him into a rigid role. That clarity may have been decisive. Still, questions remain. Contract details are being closely guarded, and skeptics wonder whether this is a short-term gamble or a long-term commitment. Until pen meets paper, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL. Yet the mere possibility of Hassan Reddick in purple has already reshaped conversations across the league. If this rumor becomes reality, it could be remembered as one of the most unexpected and impactful moves of the season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.